Hey everyone, how's it going? So you're riding home with Kenny once again. I was talking to my buddy Ray Gorino today from Motormouth Radio up there in Long Island, and we were just chatting back and forth. And he's going to be moving down from Long Island down to the Carolina area. So he was just talking about how, getting everything together, all of his stuff and car parts and this, that, the other thing, how much of a nightmare it is. And I know because I moved from New York down here, whatever it was, 4.5, 5 years ago now. So I told him what I did was I actually purchased a Ford F-350 box truck. Now, I didn't realize it at the time when I bought it. It ran great, and it made it down here no problem. And I turned around and I actually sold it after I got down here. But I didn't realize that at the time. It was a 460 4-barrel, 4-speed, okay? And it needed a little bit of work, but I got it at a good price, and it ran great, and it didn't have a ton of mileage on it. And it had a Tommy gate, one of those lifting back gates. I forgot what size the box truck was, but it was a pretty good size. So it has one of those electric hydraulic lift gates. I was like, this is perfect. This will work for what I wanted to do. So, of course, that saved the day with moving a lot of stuff. But when I purchased it, I went to go put gas in it and realized that, now the truck had been parked for years, I had realized that the fuel filler neck was actually rotted out. The rubber part had rotted out and it was leaking all over the place. The guy did mention that he believes it needed a fuel filler neck, but he wasn't sure. It needed one. It needed a few things, not much, but it was completely drivable. It actually had 6 new tires on it. So I go and I put a fuel filler neck on it, and I'm still not paying attention to it. And I didn't have a place to keep it at the time, so my buddy Ed up in New York, he owns Eyes Auto. If you're looking for a good used car, a high-quality used car, check out Eyes, E-Y-E-Z Auto in Fishkill, New York. He will find you what you need. And he's the type of person, he's like me, very honest. I've known him my whole life. He will actually drive the car for a month or so to make sure there are no problems with it, and that's when he'll sell it. So if you need a car, check him out. Anyway, so I kept it parked in his driveway. So he messages me one day and he says, "Hey, is it okay if I use that truck? I got some stuff I got to move, and that truck would really help out." I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." So he takes the truck, and then he calls me later on. He says, "I had no problem with the truck." He goes, "But I don't know if you realize this. That thing only has a 13-gallon tank." I'm like, what? He goes, "Yeah, it's only got a 13-gallon tank." He goes, "I put gas in it," and he goes, "Didn't think too much of it." He goes, "I'm driving it around doing what I got to do." He says, and by the end of the day, he goes, "It was on empty." He goes, "And I filled it back up." He goes, "And it only took like 10 gallons. I was like, "Are you sure it was on empty?" He goes, "Oh, I'm sure it was on empty." He goes, "It was close to it." He goes, "I did do some research." He goes, "And that's a local delivery special." He goes, "And it only came with a 13-gallon tank." So I was like, I got to drive from New York down to North Carolina with a 13-gallon tank. This is going to be fantastic. So I did everything I had to do to it, obviously, to make sure I could drive it down to North Carolina. What I wound up doing was I bought 4 or 5 gallon gas cans, and I filled up those gas cans before I ever left, because it would only go about 100 miles, and then you'd have to fill it up again. And I did check what my buddy Ed found out, and sure enough, it was built with a 13-gallon tank. Unreal. I never would have even guessed that was a possibility. So you got to figure that thing was getting about 8 to 9 miles to the gallon, and I drove it easy. I don't think I ever exceeded 55 miles an hour because I didn't want, it had a Holley 4-barrel on it. I didn't want that 4-barrel to open up. So I kept that thing on 2 barrels the whole time. And let me tell you, it was touch and go. Every 100 miles I'd have to stop and dump 2 tanks of gas into it, 2 of those 5-gallon jobs. So I would dump 2 in there, and then I would go another 100 miles, and then I would start looking for a gas station, because I would dump the other 2 in there. And so basically I could go about 300 miles before I'd have to stop and get gas. And then I'd fill the truck up, and then I'd fill those gas cans up. Funny thing is, I wound up selling the truck a buddy of mine gave me that idea of buying a truck and then selling it. And my buddy who gave me the idea actually lives in North Carolina. And guess what? He bought the box truck from me. So he actually still has it. I actually spoke to him not too long ago. He actually still has the truck. Yeah, like I said, it was a great running truck and it didn't have a ton of miles on it. So, but I thought that was just kind of a funny story. Just, I remember getting across the Delaware Memorial Bridge, and as soon as I got across, first thing I did was I pulled over, and I'm on the side of the highway there putting gas in this thing, and I had to keep doing that. What a pain in the butt that was. But I thought it was kind of funny, and like I said, Ray had reminded me of that. He didn't remind me of it, but it popped into my head when we were talking about his move, because I said, you should buy a box truck. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. I thought it was a fun story. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.